Hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Excuse my appearance. I kind of got out of the shower, so I'm a mess. Um, I just wanted to make a video and talk about. I just wanted to talk about. Uh, I just wanted to tell people to really consider the homeless during this whole coronavirus thing, especially if you live in urban areas. Um, it's my understanding. It's very clear that all the resources and facilities and whatever resources the homeless do depend on are all closing down. Food is scarce. Um, the little times they are able to cleanse themselves or whatever is all defunct. Um, so please, um, I just wanted to tell people to please consider um, the homeless within your community. And of course, it is a commandment to be merciful, kind, and charitable to them. It's overwhelmingly commanded within our Bibles, but especially in this time because um, you think it's hard on society, it's even harder for the homeless now. And so please, um, I just want to urge people to not forget the poor. Excuse me, 1 minute. Okay. What else did I want to say? Um, I just wanted to comment how I'm going about this whole coronavirus thing. If anyone was curious, um, I think is it safe to go out and do that? Well, I go out. I don't really do anything different than I normally would. I go. Things are closed out. I go out. I don't. I take precautions. Personally, I sanitize my hands and wash up and stuff, and I take precautions, but I don't limit myself going out. Why do I do that? Um, I know people's feelings on that, and you're endangering other people's lives, and you could get sick. Well, um, I just personally I do it because I feel confident enough in the spirit that I have the Lord's protection. Doesn't mean I'm immune. Doesn't mean I can't get sick or anything like that. I don't know, but I I felt like I was led to believe that way, and I feel it in my spirit, and I'm stepping out in faith and going on that. And so far, I've been just fine. I've been around the homeless. I've laid hands on people who were very sick and stuff like that. And of course, I'm absolutely not saying I'm immune, but by faith, if we walk according to God's will, as Psalm 91 does say, we have His protection. Now, does everyone have His protection? I don't know. I think it's an individual thing. I think, we walk by faith, we don't walk by sight. So, for me personally, I feel confident in the spirit. I could go out there, and when I hear other people's reports and how all these people are getting sick, and I know it is real, and it's very much a reality. It doesn't resonate in my spirit. So, we don't walk by sight. So that's what I do. That's where I'm at, and I think it's an individual choice, an individual discernment, and walk how you feel in the spirit, not what you believe, what you feel in the spirit. Do you feel confident enough in the spirit to go? Do you feel like you have the Lord's protection, or I don't know? Just check your spirit. Um, that's how I go about this whole coronavirus thing and stuff. I do take all the precautions and stuff like that, but I'm not doing anything I wouldn't do if this wasn't happening. So that's just where I'm at personally. It can, I don't know. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to say to request to really consider the homeless in your community, because they have it even rougher now. I mean, you think it's hard on society, it's even harder on the homeless, even worse than it was before all this. And the scriptures on how we are to treat and be to the poor are so overwhelming in the Bible. I mean, it's not hard to start digging into that rabbit hole. I think I think God takes that very seriously. And the last thing I wanted to comment, I didn't get the scriptures ready. Excuse me. Let me whip out Psalm 107. Hold on. Bear with me for a minute, please. Okay. Yeah, these glasses look great, don't they? So I've already shared on my channel the scriptures, how in Hannah's prayer in 1 Samuel 2 and Psalm 113, there are identical two verses, how the Lord will raise up the poor. It's a prophecy. He will raise up the poor, raise them out of the dung heap, and seat them among princes of their own people. So not only is God going to justify the poor and give them a good well-being, He's going to raise them up higher than your average person. And when you meditate on that, that's just fair. And I found another scripture that supports this in Psalm 107. Now, Psalm 107 is that opens another can of worms in itself, because that's a really powerful psalm. But I'm just bear with me a second. So we're talking about the Lord here, and I'm just trying to find the verses. Okay. Okay. So just to get to the chase, Psalm 107 verses 41 through 42. Okay. Verses 41 through 42. Talking of the Lord. Yet He, the Lord, sets the poor on high, far from affliction, and makes their families like a flock. The righteous see it and rejoice, and all iniquity stops its mouth. That's an interesting verse. Whoever is wise will observe these things, and they will understand the loving kindness of the Lord. That is Psalm 107, verses 41 through 43. Please check it out. And that's another I'm seeing these prophecies hidden in the Bible, that the Lord is not only just going to justify the poor and the homeless, that He's going to raise them up above your average person. And it's just really beautiful. And I've had personal revelation into that as well. And I'm seeing it embedded in the scriptures here. So Psalm 107, verses 41 through 43, compare it to Hannah's prayer in 2 Samuel and Psalm 113. You'll see the two verses in the poor are identical. And if it's in twice in the Bible, it means it's very important. So, and again, Psalm 107 is just another confirmation of this prophecy on the homeless of our society, seemingly, that God is going to raise them up and sit them upon princes. It's really beautiful. And I think Psalm 107, verse 42, is really peculiar. The righteous see it and rejoice, and all iniquity stops its mouth. So, it's probably a sin to be jealous that God would raise the poor out of the dung heap and sit them among princes. Your average person could be jealous over that, but that's a sin. And maybe that's what that verse 42 means. Whoever is wise will observe these things, and they will understand the loving kindness of the Lord. I just think that's just so beautiful, man. It's so beautiful. Anyway, that's my little video. Thank you for watching. God bless you.